I've got the answer right here, ladies and gentlemen, to everything that ails you. Now step right up.
One who acts like a doctor about his salves and remedies. The cruel practice of making money on people's worries feared throughout the years as quackery.
I said cure of backache, nervousness,
Hell yeah. All right, folks. Well, welcome back to another edition of the Quackery Podcast. Here with you as usual. I'm Will. I think I'm gonna start workshopping something. Dr. Will. What do you think? We're gonna see if you're the father. No, Dr. Phil.
Yeah. Is he really a doctor?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. He's like a psychiatrist or some shit. I don't know. He's a doctor of having a goofy voice, but yeah. So with me, as always, is my co-host over here. Give it up, Little John. No, we'll keep working on that.
Yeah. So in high school, they would call me Little P because my brother was Big P.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
First, I was like, it's tough, man. They are mean. The kids are mean in the locker rooms.
Oh,
these days.
yeah.
Little P over there. But then I remembered, P is not necessarily for penis.
Yeah, that is true. So we just ate Bojangles, and now we're drinking a beer at 10:30 in the morning.
You follow up your coffee with a beer. Okay.
Dude, the greatest life ever as a podcaster.
Oh, yeah.
Bojangles and beer at 10:30 in the morning.
I know, man. You guys got to contribute to our podcast so that I can quit my job in the pharmacy and do this full time.
Yeah, because your job is so awful. I'm making hundreds and thousands of... I'm just kidding.
I wish it was hundreds and thousands of dollars. Minus the loans.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's like wine. It comes with a big ass.
Ooh!
That was a good sound. Man, so today, in honor of our Hysteria, this is a Love Buzz Saison with Brettanomyces. I don't know what that is. It looks like Brettanomyces. Anyway, we'll get our expert Chris to give us a rundown of what the hell this is. But the guy at the place said it was earned 100 points on the Richter scale or whatever scale.
The Richter scale.
Some sort of scale.
That's probably not correct. I think that's actually for earthquakes.
Which brings me to our next point. Even though I am a doctor of pharmacy, it smells nice.
Oh, it smells great. It smells kind of like... Is that like raspberry or something?
Dude, that smells really good.
Here, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Let's see. That's good.
That is a very good.
That is a different tasting beer.
It's kind of like, it's almost like a wine and a beer. It's sweet.
It is. It's not too sweet, though. 8% alcohol. Holy shit. So it's ale brewed with spices, aged in French oak Pinot Noir barrels. That's where the wine comes from. Anchorage Brewing Company.
Oh, in
this
Alaska.
stuff is good. Okay, so today we are reviewing the beautiful history of female hysteria and the crazy way that our forefathers used to treat it. Hysteria actually is a Greek term. It doesn't just mean crazy. It actually comes from hustus, I think, and that it just means womb. So it's basically like hysterical. This is like originally just women being crazy. I guess I also want to say this show is just two men talking, and so sorry if we piss any women off. We're both with very strong and loving women who basically are in charge. So
yes, and both have bouts of hysteria.
No comment. I think we all have bouts of hysteria, but what are you gonna do? So, what did they consider hysteria? Well, like I said, it came from the term, basically came from womb, and the ancient Greeks actually thought that one of them called the womb an animal within an animal, so they thought that like a woman's womb would just travel around her, sort of just like moving around wherever it would in the body. And when it would be in the wrong place, I guess, in your elbow or your knee or some shit, then that's why women would be, having hysteria. That
is insane.
Problems. Yeah. So they were like, okay, well, what's the best way to treat this? Why don't we take like some essential oils basically and rub them do a vigorous pelvic massage with essential oils.
Oh my God. So what was actually the symptoms?
So they attributed hysteria. They said it was anything from, it was basically like a catch-all. Like if anything was wrong with a woman, it's basically like now, like John are like, whoa, that's female parts. We're not interested in knowing what's going on, down there. No, but even that, it was like if a woman was horny, if the woman was not horny enough, if a woman ate too much, if a woman didn't eat enough, if they fainted, if they had too much fluid on their legs, like if they couldn't sleep, anything, it was all hysteria.
Jesus.
And so, so they thought that was their womb moving around. So what they wanted to do was like a dog, they wanted to bring that puppy back home, to the kennel. They would rub those oils. They would think, oh, good smelling oils. Women like good smelling things. It would bring it right back down where it's supposed to be. Everything would be good. So of course, then that perpetuated into that, they must have been the pelvic massage was the cure. Yeah. They actually basically they were trying to make their own term for an orgasm. They called it, let me see, I got here, a hysterical paroxysm. And it was like the medical version of bringing a woman to orgasm. But one doctor said, the cure is nigh impossible to achieve. Maybe for you, buddy. So in ancient Greece, the pelvic massage, was the treatment for this crazy thing. And then, of course, the British took over with that and doing their own thing to it. Basically, as most of the physicians back then, this sexist guy called Havelock Ellis, Dr. Havelock Ellis.
He seems like a sexist.
Yeah, he wrote a book, The Sexual Impulse in Women, and he said, hysteria, a disease whose symptoms range from headaches to epileptic fits or coarse language, was estimated to be nearly 75% of women were suffering from it. Jesus. So he basically thought 3 out of 4 women had some kind of hysteria, so they all needed to be hysterically peroxized or whatever.
And this wasn't that long ago either. That was
1913. So that's 100 years ago. Yeah. And this dude was, but I mean, to be fair, this guy was also self-treated himself with mescaline. Yeah. And he was the president of the eugenics. He was the president of Eugenics Society.
Oh my God.
You know what that is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's basically like
Hitler.
Yeah. So this dude sucked. But anyway.
This guy was German or?
No, he was British.
He was British?
Yeah. Oh, eugenics people are all over the world. A lot of people in England liked it because it's like, we were watching this thing on TV. Do you ever watch that thing where it's like, the old British people who own castles and they're like still nobility, they're like earls and shit, but they're poor because they didn't have any more money left, but they got these castles. Yeah. So they rent them out to regular people. You got to check it out. It's funny as shit. One of them is like this old dude. He's like he's an old bachelor and he's got his little dog and he's talking about eugenics and like all these like regular British people are in there like standing in his castle. Like, what the fuck?
That's crazy. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So if a woman was too horny or, they would treat them by, masturbating them. So then they would get repeat customers pretty regularly because the treatment for being too horny was to be jerked off.
Like one of those Asian massage.
Right, yeah. But the thing was, like, they were real serious about it. So it was not sexual at all. It was a medical procedure. Yeah. And they were like, so you go in, you got the doctor, he's gloved up, he puts you on the surgical table. Well, not surgical table, you weren't getting a surgery. And they would just, use their hand. So it came... and
she's like, a little lower, please.
Oh, my God. So Hysteria there's actually a movie. Did you see that? Yeah, apparently it's got Maggie Gyllenhaal, Jake Gyllenhaal's sister, and it's a British rom-com where basically there's a doctor who is having to treat a lot of women with hysteria.
Oh my God. So it's actually based on...
Well, so we'll get into that. Some of this may or may not be bullshit.
Yeah.
There was a book written about it.
He had a sister either. Jake Gyllenhaal had a sister.
Yeah, she kind of looks like a hot Droopy the dog. Yeah. I mean, women can get pissed at me for that, but that's what she...
What has she been in?
Okay, remember in the...
was she in Donnie Darko?
The first... Yeah, she was in Donnie Darko with him, but she was also... You remember the first Batman, the Dark Knight? Mm-hmm. So then that was Tom Cruise's old ex-wife. What's her name? And then, so she got replaced by Maggie Gyllenhaal in the one with the Joker. She's gonna get the droopy cheeks.
Yeah.
That's who that is. When Heath Ledger's like
I probably
bringing the knife up to her face,
yeah.
like so pretty. That's her. But anyway, so this movie, I haven't had a chance to watch it because it wasn't on free streaming anywhere. But I'm sure it sucks. but it's funny because like it's a British doctor who gets carpal tunnel syndrome from treating women. So they have to come up with another idea. So their idea is a steam-powered vibrator bed. And that's like the invention of the vibrator was from doctors treating women.
It's crazy.
With these medical orgasms. It's pretty crazy.
You said it was a bed?
Yeah. So the first one was a big ass. It was like a big. It was like an operating.
It's like
bed,
in a hotel.
like,
You put the coin in the bed and it vibrates.
Exactly. I was thinking about it like, a big massage table where you're like, when you lay on it, there's like a hole for your face. I was guessing like maybe you lay on it and there's a hole for like,
Oh, yeah. They had those for guys. It's called milking. Don't ask me how I know that. Because there's a hole in there and they milk you.
Like a glory hole?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a thing, man. It's a thing in Asia.
Oh, my God. So an American doctor he was given credit for, he was credited with coming up with what he called the manipulator. And it was a table style vibrator that had a big vibrating spear in the middle. So they would lay and it would just vibrate. That was 1869, Mr. George Taylor. So kudos.
Yes, very well played, sir.
So then that was coal powered.
What?
And then there was
Holy
one.
shit.
So they used coal to boil water, and then steam would do. So they were steam powered from
Seems
coal.
very inefficient.
Yeah. So then they also had one that would hook up to your sink in your house, and it was like a little water wheel. I mean, they're trying everything here.
That's fucking crazy.
So then our good man Mortimer Granville in the early 1880s invented the first battery-powered vibrator. He was worried though that when he made it that he was going to be hoodwinked into women who were basically the vagaries of the hysterical state, basically the women who just wanted to use it to get off.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that thing was portable, man. 40-pound battery.
40 pounds.
No problem, man. You can take that thing anywhere.
In your purse.
Put it in your purse, pocketbook. I mean,
40
I think
pounds.
my wife's pocketbook weighs more than 40 pounds. I got a little diagram of it.
I wonder
here.
how noisy it was.
It's a weird look at the way the thing
that's
works.
so weird. That looks like a car battery.
Yes, it is a car battery. It's bigger.
scared.
It's heavier than a car battery. I mean, you got to think a battery from 1880. I mean, I guess you basically had Nikola Tesla over there tinkering with it. By 1918, Sears and Roebuck, the catalog. That's how everybody before
Sears catalog.
Before we had Amazon, the Sears catalog was the way people got their shit for Christmas, right? So 1918, they had an advertisement for a vibrator with many attachments. It could be used for everything. You could use it for churning, mixing, beating, grinding, buffing, and operating a fan.
Wait, what?
I don't know how you operate a fan with it. I guess maybe you take the vibrator part off and you just push it in the fan and it makes it move around. Anyway, it was like there's these crazy. You can look them up. There's these crazy. Maybe see if you can Google it. Sears and Roebuck vibrator ad or something. So they try to advertise them for like the whole family, and like the picture would have like a woman.
The whole family.
Yeah, it'd have like a woman with a vibrator that clearly looks like what it is, like putting it on her neck, and like the kids like playing with it, like ooh.
Oh yeah, here it is. It's,
you got it.
So this is the vibratory massage for every member of the family.
I told you, man.
Oh my! For scalp and head, she's using it on her scalp.
Oh my god!
It looks like a power drill almost.
It does, or like something like you would that Dr. Seuss would use to mash his potatoes.
Yeah, and that looks like a microphone almost. It's the quote
does look like
American portable vibrator, and this one only weighs 2.5 pounds.
Wow. Some assembly required.
Yeah.
So basically it was a big thing where the women could discreetly buy these in the Sears catalog, and then
Yeah.
And
And
then
it
it'd be
comes
like,
with a free trial
honey,
too.
are you gonna make dinner? Not now, damn it!
It comes with a 15-day free trial. Send it back if you don't like
I
it.
hope I got one that was cleaned thoroughly. There was another thing where the doctors tried this too that wasn't a vibrator. It was it was a pelvic douche, but not like a douche like you would think of. What a douche. So
I've been called that before.
R.J. Lane was a woman, and she wrote about her. Oh no, he was a man. He got a pelvic douche. That's interesting. He said that it didn't do much for him, but that women frequently coming out of the douche declared that they had been feeling as if they had been drinking champagne and were elated and had buoyancy of spirits.
Oh my God.
Look at this picture. So it wasn't like a little douche like we think of now, which apparently those things, do not do them. They are not good for women.
Oh, really?
No, they're
I thought
they'll like wash out your I don't want to get too much into actually being a medical professional because it's a comedy show, I guess.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought all women.
No, they're not good because so think about it like a gut GI tract.
Yeah,
you want to keep the good bacteria.
Yeah.
You're washing it all the time, so it's like it's not good. But look at this picture. So for those of you at home, we'll put this on our thing.
Oh my God.
It is basically a doctor holding a fire hose and spraying it at a woman sitting in a chair right at her crotch while she sits there completely nude. I've never seen anything like it. I'd say, was that aptly described?
I have seen something like it.
But not in medicine.
Yeah. Oh, here's an advertisement from the Sydney Morning Herald, March 16th, 1907. Stop the pain. There is only one disease, congestion. There is only one cure, circulation. This is for the Lambert Sydney health vibrator. Ooh. I like how they call it health vibrators.
Well, it gives it a little legitimacy, it's like calling them essential oils. They're essential. They're not essential to us.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway.
It's the most beneficial invention of the age.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's right. Here's one. Aids that every woman appreciates, the portable vibrator. Compact vibrators with 3 applicators, as shown. Very useful and satisfactory for a home service. Shipping weight, 8.5 pounds. Price, $5.95.
It's crazy that, all right, so in this thing I'm looking at right now, it has a vibrator with a dude that's like freaking ripped. Look at that guy.
And
he's using it on himself. The same vibrator a woman would use on her,
I think that was part of like their what they wanted you to think is like, okay, it's a time where you couldn't like say, you couldn't say, well, they really didn't though. It was a big, it was like a big.
I mean, this one's the facial massage vibrator that all members of the family can use, and it helps with orgasms. That's so crazy.
We're going to go on to, okay, so there's actually some controversy on this. There was a woman who, in 1999, she wrote a book, The Technology of Orgasm, kind of made all this popular at the time, and her name was Rachel Maines. So she went back and did a whole bunch of research on these things and put this all together for us. But the weird thing was that a lot of people said, okay, well, some of your translations, like of Hippocrates, that actually she where we were saying that they used pelvic massage, they said that could either be pelvic or lower back, like it would translate either way from what we understand, and like different things like that. So it's almost like maybe she fantasticized it a little bit to make a good book, but a lot of it's there. I mean, this is, a lot of this is from late 1800s, early 1900s. Obviously, that's stuff we have record of. And the vibrators, obviously, the women weren't using them to, vibrate their hair. So there's that. But as far as like the ancient practices where they believed, where it was invented solely for, doctors with these creaky hands that,
So was a vibrator not invented for just that?
So that's the thing is they're trying to say, like, they can look at it and go, okay, this is these doctors who supposedly did it. Like they invented it for this, like the...
just for hysteria. For basically giving a woman an orgasm. That's why vibrators
that's the controversial part is like, okay, her, like some of her stuff was questions. And then she said, later on, she said that her idea was only a hypothesis. But if you look at her book, it definitely is like clearly like she says like, this is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. But, like people were fact checking into it. But I mean, at this point, it's like,
because it reminds me of, have you ever seen Mad Men?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you remember they had that, this machine that vibrates and is supposed to help you lose weight. Yeah. So I wonder if like the whole vibration thing, like was then used for every other quackery out there.
No, I think that's exactly right. Like, and still today, like I think some of the, like, what is this shit they talk about? Like, oh, if you're too tight, they get those little, things that like rub your muscles.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to like get the soreness out or get the lactic acid out. But like they haven't even proven that necessarily works either.
Yeah.
Oh, just a side note, which is funny, when I was researching this, I got to tell you. So I was
hysterical paroxysm.
Yes, hysterical paroxysm. That's it. And look, the guy's reaching up her dress.
A wonderful healer states, "Here is health through the magic power of fine, gentle massage." Oh my God.
If a guy comes up to you at the bar and says, "Here is health," just run the other way. Oh my God.
Dang.
Look at some of these ads.
Yeah. So some of these ads, this one, Stop Suffering. This is from the 1800s, directed at women. From female weakness, backache, stomach trouble, constipation, nervousness, which probably would be hysteria.
That's all, yeah.
Headache, rupture. This is the natural body brace. In sleepless nights, frazzled nerves, pain and strain, etc., which are the result of incorrect posture, misplaced organs. Oh my God, dude.
But it's fascinating because it's like that was part of this. And, according to these old quacks, they could have just waited until a 40-pound portable vibrator and kept it in, put it in their pocketbook.
That's insane, man.
I just think about like, you get these like, crazy women like showing up to the doctor every morning like, "Oh, doctor, it's time for my treatment." He's like, "My hands. It's crazy that we had to, you got like the inequality. I'll get up on my soapbox here for a minute with women and men. Like, so a lot of this is just like us trying to shut up women who probably needed help.
Yeah.
Some of it is just us like, if you're an unhappy husband, you're not, pleasing your wife, you sit there like, there's something wrong with her.
Yeah.
But also, then at the same time, these guys had like, old strip clubs and whorehouses on every corner. Meanwhile, women have to pretend that their vibrators are for their kids to play with so they can order them from Sears and Roebuck.
Yeah.
We want to bust open this beer so we can try it.
Whoa. Someone's listening in.
Oh, no. Let's unplug you, Alexa, you dirty bitch.
Dirty bitch.